Kaniswa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hey, what's up, angels? It's Kaniswa. And guys, I want to welcome you all to another Turban Tuesdays. Let's get to it, guys. Okay, angels. So, as you all know, recently there have been three gentlemen in the news media. The first one that I recall seeing recently is Rich Homie Quan. Now, as we all know, Rich Homie Quan, unfortunately, he passed away due to drug overdose. Next one that popped up was Chris Brown. He was banned from South Africa from performing due to his abuse allegations that happened so many years ago with Rihanna, as we all know. And the last one, which is the most recent one, Liam Payne, which I had no idea who he was until I went and looked him up, and I found out he is one of the musicians from the group One Direction. Now, as I stated, I wasn't too much of a fan of One Direction. I'm more of a Panic at the Disco, Imagine Dragon, Fallout type of girl. Okay, 100. But it was just so sad to see another amazing musician with so much talent pass away due to drug overdose. And according to what they say, Liam, he fell off of the balcony in his hotel. So sad, so tragic. And I think even I think it was Young Dro. He was even on the Breakfast Club as well, so he's like the fourth person. He was on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking to Charlamagne and the crew about how rapper T.I.'s son, I think it was his son, Damani, I think if I'm right, had to give him CPR because he was overdosing. Our men really have to, they got to start putting themselves first. And when I say that, what I mean is their mental health. You know, we always like to talk about our black men, but it's not just our black men. It's all of our men. Our black men, our white men, our Hispanic men, our Italian men. It's all of them. You know, here in America especially, there is so many societal expectations that push our men to suppress their emotions. They fear being judged and appearing weak if they come to us as women and talk to us about their feelings, their emotions, and everything. They fear that. The judgment, they're fearful of that. And that is so sad. That is so sad, because every human being walking planet Earth deserves to have somebody to talk to. Don't get me wrong, I do understand that, you know, oh, well, you can always talk to God. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. But sometimes it is nice to actually talk to another human being. Let's keep that real. I was reading the American Psychology Association. They found out that men are less likely to seek mental health help due to their fears of being stigmatized, which contributes to worsening conditions, not only substance abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, etc., but it contributes to depression, anxiety, and once again, addiction. So how can us as women get our men to take their mental health more seriously? Well, I feel one way that we can do that, if these men want to be in your life, if they want to date you, especially if they want to marry you, and if they just want to be in your life, these men need to prioritize their mental health. So women, we got to make it very simple, very plain, very clear. if you want to date me, if you want to be with me, especially if you want to marry me, you must go to therapy. And they can't just tell you that they're going. They have to bring proof, bring evidence of it, and they have to show signs of putting in the work and dealing with their stuff. Just gonna be real. Yeah, that needs to be a big requirement. Ladies, we always make it a requirement to tell our men, if you want to date me, you gotta have money. You gotta have your finances together. You gotta have your finances together. You gotta have your get your money up. We tell them all of that. That be the main thing, is always money and finances. Well, just like you gotta have that money up, and that money gotta be right, I'm gonna need you to have that mental health right. I'm gonna need you to have your money right. I'm gonna need you to have your paper right. I'm gonna need you to go to therapy, and I'm gonna need you to go and start digging up some of that old stuff from when you were 5 years old, the trauma from age 13. I need you to start digging that mess up and start dealing with it and start healing. That, like, if they want to date you, they have to go and do those things. We have to start building better men and producing younger men who are not like the previous men with all of the trauma and all of the foolishness and all of the ugh. So yes, if they want to date you, they want to be with you, and especially if they want to marry you, they must go and seek therapy for their mental health and start their healing journey. Make that a requirement up there with the money. You got the money, but I need you to go get some therapy too. Okay, make that a priority. Next thing, on from there. So as you guys do know, now y'all know I am a huge fan of Cardi B. Love Cardi B. Cardi's my girl. Now, what I don't find funny is people doing pranks, and those pranks being involved with people coming to your house. So saying that to say this, Cardi B, as y'all probably may or may not know, had Child Protective Services sent to her home, basically insinuating that one of her children was being physically abused or neglected or whatnot. Now, in the past, I've heard that Cardi has had people like prank her and send pizza and things like that to her house. Now, I find that to be very problematic because, Cardi, you are a celebrity. Why do these people know where the hell you live? So that's kind of dangerous, I feel. But now when you're calling in Child Protective Services and things like that, it is very scary. You know, that don't sit well. And I can definitely see why Cardi would be mad, because that's not cool. Now, Cardi, I did watch the video.
Because, Child Protective Services, supposedly they're going to come in the morning. And I cannot wait, because my mom is going to curse them out the nasty way. The fucking nasty way. The fucking nasty way. You could play with me, but you can't play with that woman. My mom's going to curse you out. And I swear to God, I'm going to teach motherfuckers a lesson. First, y'all was sending pizzas to my house. Now y'all sending Child Protective Services. And I promise you, I'm going to call Drew Filling in the morning. I'm going to call a private investigator. I'm gonna hire a private investigator, and I'm gonna get my aunt's husband, which is a private investigator, to work on who is it. Because if Child Protective Service don't give me this anonymous person, I'm gonna find out myself. And you want to know what I'm gonna do? I'm not even pressing charges on you. If you a boy, my baby father is gonna beat you the fuck up because you playing with my motherfucking kids. Stop playing with my motherfucking kids. Not everything is a fucking joke. Not everything is a fucking prank. That's why I got 2 securities in my house. One in the front, one in the back, with fucking loaded up rifles. Just because I know y'all motherfuckers like to play when you have bitches' address, but I promise you, I'm gonna find out who the fuck you are, and you're gonna be on your knees begging me for fucking mercy for the fucking prank that you decided to do. Don't bring that shit in my home.
Okay, so guys, I understand where Cardi is, where she's coming from. I understand how she feels. That making up a lie that somebody's abusing children and kids when you know good and well it's not true. That's yeah. I understand where she's coming from. Don't play with her and her kids. But here's the thing, Cardi. Here's what I feel you shouldn't have said out your mouth. I'm gonna put pause on the pranksters. You gonna send Offset to beat somebody up. You and Hennessy gonna beat the other person up. Cardi, you should not be saying that kind of stuff live on the internet. Okay? You know what you do. We all know what you do. You go ahead, you take things up legally in court, in black and white, downtown in the courthouse. That's how you fight. And then also, as I did state, we know what you do, girl. We know the magical things that you do. Keep it behind closed doors and do the magical things that you do. And keep it moving, keep it pushing. You don't never sit on the internet and say things. You're going to put pause on this one. You're going to put pause on that one. Bite your tongue and be quiet. Oh, and last thing. Looking at that video, Cardi, I love your makeup. Was that, I don't know whether that was a filter, but your face was cute. And for you talking about you was in the hospital, girl, you looked good. I don't know whether that was a filter or not, but you looked cute. That's it, guys. Next. Okay, so next up, Beyonce and Kelly. So Beyonce, Kelly, you know, they was politicking, you know, they was out there politicking with Kamala Harris. I watched it. They did a good job. Even Miss Tina did a good job. They did a very, very good job. I love the energy that Kelly Rowland brought. Kelly brought an energy that was just like, I was like, yes. So Kelly did an amazing job. Beyonce did an amazing job. Beyonce was so dignified and stuff like that. So it was good. It was good. And I love their speeches. You know, as Beyonce stated, she wasn't coming up there as a celebrity, even though we know that's why Kamala had you there, girl, to get all your fans to come out and support. But nevertheless, you know, they did a good job. I love the fact, like I said, they're coming up there as women and as mothers, and they want people to know, you know, hey, yes, Kamala is the candidate that we do need as a president, but these laws trying to control a woman's body and take away women's choices and stuff like that, I think it was so good that they stood up for that and they used their celebrity and their platforms for that. That was amazing. As I stated, Kelly, I loved your energy, girl. Kelly has your height. Now, I love what both of them had on. Some people say they didn't like Kelly's outfit, but I liked it. I liked the oversized suit. It was a vibe. I liked it. Beyonce, I definitely like what she had on. It was nice. It was nice. Both of them looked very, very beautiful. Now, here's the problem. Donald Trump, you and this right here.
Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce.
She's at a rally with, what do you say? She's at a dance party with Beyonce. It's not the fact that she's at a party or a rally with Beyonce. It's the fact that you know that Beyonce wouldn't come to that shit your ass doing. That's what that is. Trump, You are petty and you too old for that. You are too old to be that petty and you too old to be that childish. Shut up. Next. Alright guys, so next up is Solange. Now everybody knows Solange knows Beyonce's sister. So a lot of us had no idea that Solange was even sick. But Solange has something called Sjogren's. I hope I pronounced that right. It's a autoimmune disorder. The body's immune system attacks glands that secrete fluid, such as tears and saliva. Okay. Then she has POTS. POTS is a chronic condition that causes an abnormal fast heart rate when standing up from a sitting or lying position. She also has MCAS. MCAS is a condition which mast cells release too many chemicals into the body, resulting in severe allergy symptoms. So this is three things, but it's still a lot for one person. At this point, guys, what we need to do for Solange, we need to clearly keep her in prayer. That's the top thing. You know, we need to send her some good vibes. But my advice to Solange, yes, I'm praying for you, but my advice to you, dig into your diet. What are you eating? What are you eating? What are you putting into your body? Start detoxing. Listening to a lot of this, I would even suggest, I'm not a doctor, but just, girl, you might need to be vegan. I'm not a doctor, but I know a lot of our problems that come from our bodies, a lot of it is due to how we eat. And especially living here in the United States of America, our quality of food, I'm going to be honest, guys, it's trash. It's trash. Like, I was talking to someone the other day and I was saying, when I was younger, I didn't understand why my grandmother on my dad's side of the family, I didn't understand why my grandmother was out in the gardening. I did not understand why Renelda Finney was out there, baby, in that gardening. I ain't get it. I used to look at my dad and I used to say, she's too old to be out here. She needs to be in the house. It's not safe. But now, as a 33-year-old adult, I realized it wasn't just her being out in the garden. It kept her physically going, while at the same time, it was just better to have fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, just fresh good things that you've grown and you know what's been put into them. You understand how they have been grown. No pesticides, no none of this chemical mess that we typically get from grocery stores. So yeah, I like, a lot of our problems do come from the foods that we eat. I myself have even considered switching to a Mediterranean diet. I really have, and I'm really gonna put the move on that. Yeah, like, Solange, dig into your diet, dig into the things that you're eating and things you're putting into your body. Also, something that I've always done, detoxing, colonics, aka colon hydrotherapy, and detoxing the body, detoxing your kidneys, consuming a lot of water. Like, it is, how we handle our bodies is so important if we want to live a long life. Yeah, so a lot of people don't like it, but I would even say to Solange, find out your blood type. You might even want to eat for your blood type. My blood type is A positive. I call it A plus. Technically speaking, I'm supposed to be vegan. But yeah, Solange, find out what your blood type is. Eat for your blood type. See, will that help? But not only to Solange, but to everybody out here, all my angels, we have to take care of our bodies. We have to take care of our bodies if we expect for our bodies to take care of us and be, you know, help us move through life. So yes, bless up to Solange. Prayers up for Solange. We love you, girl. We're here. We love you. We're supporting you 100%. Next up and last, honey, the story keeps unfolding. Sean P. Diddy, Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy Daddy, Love Combs. So as y'all know, if y'all been watching, keep your ears to the streets. Mr. Combs had a conversation. Now, this conversation, they say it was between him and, y'all know the son that looked like him. I call him Lil Puff. The conversation was between him and Lil Puff. Now I'm listening to him talk. I'm thinking that this conversation was between him and Quincy, or maybe him and Justin. But they say no, this was him and Lil Puff. Okay, so I don't know Lil Puff name. I'm being honest, but Lil Puff. Okay, the conversation. Puffy in here talking about the pizza boxes. Get rid of all of the pizza boxes. The pizza boxes, honey. We know that, Puffy. You're basically saying get rid of the rest of the evidence. Then you say there's something about recycled plastic. Well, that ain't nothing but videos. You see, the videos or drugs, one of the two. Or some sort of evidence. They say Puffy made another statement. Did Jay call? And Lil Puff basically said he ghosting. Well, we know Jay, in my opinion, that ain't nobody but Jay-Z. So tell the producer the Netflix tape is gonna be out. Well, so I want to know now. I'm curious. Who was filmed on the tape? And are y'all gonna put it out? This is more for, I'm gonna say this here, for the nepotism babies. That's what I want to talk about real quick. Nepotism babies. And what's bringing me to the conversation of nepotism babies, because in the Puffy convo between Big Puff and Lil Puff, there was something that was said in regards to Justin's car. According to what was said, Justin had a car that was leased, and basically the bill allegedly went to the wrong address or whatever, and the bill just didn't get paid. They were ready to repossess the vehicle. Now, I am going to say this here. We're going to look at this thing from two different sides. First side is this. For the parents in this world that have wealth, finances, money, you know that when you get your children accustomed to a certain lifestyle, they expect that lifestyle to carry on. Okay? They expect that. Let's keep it real. So Puffy made a comment when he was on the phone with Lil Puff. Lil Puff asked him, Dad, what about Justin's car? Big Puff stated, do you see the SHIT I'm dealing with right now? Tell Justin to get off his ASS and go make some MF and club appearances. He's 30 years old. Pay his own goddamn bills. Okay. This is why I'm saying this. Y'all know when y'all give these kids everything, basically, they expect this to carry on. Okay? Saying that to say this, when everything was going down with Puffy, I don't understand why the main top things Puffy didn't make sure was in place before everything just crumbled? Why you didn't make sure all of your kids had a solid place to live, even if you had to put them all underneath one roof? Why you didn't make sure that each child that has a driver's license and is able to drive, why they didn't have their own cars or their own vehicles paid off? They ain't worry about nothing and nobody. Like, I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding. I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding. Now, the other side of this that I want to look at is the nepotism babies. I'm going to talk to all of y'all. Granted, nepotism babies do have a privilege that the regular everyday person does not have. But I'm going to say this here. Something that Puffy said that in a way I did feel like, okay, he is right. The part about you're 30 years old, pay your own bills. I slightly feel like, okay, Puffy, you may be right on that. Because I say that mainly because before Puffy made his downfall, all of those years prior to, if, let's just say in an imaginary world, if Puffy was my dad, if I was his daughter, long before Puffy made his downfall, I would have had myself 3 to 4 businesses already. I would have been getting all of using all of his resources and the things that I could get my hands on from him, specifically the finances, to have my own businesses and have my own career and have my own, just my own everything. And especially when you know your dad will promote the hell out of a product. Because let's keep it real, when Puffy was promoting Ciroc, Puffy did it. Puffy did it. He promoted Ciroc in a way that he had everybody drinking it. Even, I don't even drink no alcohol, but I was kind of curious, what's this clear stuff in the bottle that look like water? Is the water? I thought it was water. In the beginning, I thought it was water. I was like, well, dog, is the water that good? You know, is it that good? Like, he will promote something so well. Why y'all didn't come out with a product or just something that, and I would gave it to him and let him go on up there and promote it and do your little Puffy Diddy dance and shake it and get your little commercial and put him on in there and let Daddy O dance around in the commercial how he used to do back in the day in them videos. Okay? Like, I would have really took advantage, full advantage of that. And this is what I'm saying about nepotism babies. A lot of y'all just want to live off of mommy and daddy. But y'all do have to get up and y'all do gotta kind of have your own and get your own, because when things and times like this happen, something goes wrong, something happens, and mom and dad ain't got it because they done made some crazy mistakes. Now what you gonna do? You gotta get your own. You got to. You know, I will say that definitely. Plus, you should want to have something of your own so that way you're not always being put, I guess you say, in the shadows of your parents all the time. Kind of go do something different. Go in another direction. Have your own. You know, a lot of the time, the reasons why a lot of regular people, why we have businesses that we want to start, or we have dreams that we want to follow. A lot of the time, and a lot of the reasons why a lot of us don't follow those dreams, we don't start that dream business or whatever it may be, a lot of the time it's due to money and finances. I think back on a conversation that 50 Cent he did a while ago. He was saying with his son, 50 said if only his son would have just calmed down, stayed out of all of that mess that technically speaking was only between 50 and his baby's mother. Had the son just stayed out of that and just focused on the things that 50 was telling him on how to invest money and have businesses and stuff, 50 said his son would have been a millionaire, maybe bigger than that. But his son didn't listen. I also think too, recently, Marlon Wayans, he was sitting there, he was saying how his brother, I think his oldest brother, that's not Damien, I don't know, but y'all know the oldest Wayans brother, the one from the movie A Low Down Dirty Shame, him. Marlon was sitting there saying his brother paid for him to go to put him through college. And basically Marlon got in there and Marlon did what Marlon was Marlon. He got in there, he cut up, and when that time for them grades to come out and his brother saw that report card, and that brother just basically told him, that's it, that's a wrap. I'm not paying for you to go to school. Because he basically, he asked around. And that was it. Like, the brother just said, no, I'm not doing it no more. And then now, fast forward so many years later, Marlon did another recent interview, and Marlon stated that, hey, even with his own children, he tells them, hey, go film a small movie or whatever. He gives them the money to go and do so that way they can, do things. Like, it just, when you have the resources, bro, get up and do it. Get up and do it. Get up and do it. The finances is a big thing. And as I stated, that's the reasons why a lot of people don't attain certain dreams and certain goals, and it's due to finances. So when I see nepotism babies, when y'all are just lollygagging, y'all assing around, y'all doing all kind of crazy stuff, come on now. Come on now. Get up. You have no excuses. Your parents has the finances. If you're in a situation like Puffy's kids, hey, look, your dad had the finances, and on top of that, your dad also has the clout and many other resources that you could use and go and do with. Y'all are not like regular people. Come on now. So this don't make no sense. At this point, to a certain extent, I do gotta agree with Puffy. I really, I gotta agree with Puffy 100%. Justin, come on now. Nevertheless, child. So, angels, that is it for this Turban Tuesdays. I want to thank you all for watching. And guys, see you next week, okay? Peace.
Kaniswa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.